Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Monday Night Raw review. We are the Wrestling Marks. I am Giovanni, and I'm here with my friend Alvin, and we're going to review Monday Night Raw for, what is it, September
September
29th,
29th of
2014.
2014.
I knew that. So, 2000, 2014, 29th of September, we have Raw in Chicago. And I don't think there's ever been a big wrestler in the WWE from Chicago. I don't think.
What are you talking about? Yes, there has.
Has there?
Yes.
Ooh.
Forgot his name.
Oh well. We started off the show with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H in the ring, and a lot of CM Punk chants, which Stephanie McMahon addressed, wondering why the crowd like to associate themselves with quitters or take the sides of quitters. And then she went on to start to say that when times get rough, people quit, and she somehow related that with Dean Ambrose. She started talking about Dean Ambrose stealing the Money in the Bank briefcase from Seth Rollins, blah, blah, blah. Paul Heyman came out of nowhere and started talking about his client Brock Lesnar and how Seth Rollins cashed in on, or tried to cash in on Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions. And then all this commotion happened in the ring, and Seth Rollins comes out to defend himself, saying that it was all his idea to cash in. The Authority had nothing to do with it, and blah blah blah, this and that. And then he starts to talk about he starts to talk about his briefcase, and then Dean Ambrose shows up on the Titantron with the briefcase, and all this crazy stuff happens. Seth says he has personal belongings in that briefcase, so he should return it. As if that's really gonna make him want to return it. That could just be used for more embarrassment, if anything. So Dean Ambrose gets off the Titantron, and the Authority is about to leave, but then Super Cena comes and attacks Seth Rollins for absolutely no reason because he's face of the company. He shouldn't be really doing that kind of stuff. Am I right?
I mean, he did cost him championship.
But he's John Cena.
So,
He's John Cena. He's a baby face. He's not supposed to do that.
he,
Am I right?
um, not really.
I'm right. So we went to commercial break, and then when we came back from commercial break, we saw Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury backstage with the Authority, and then the Authority basically told them to go get Dean Ambrose, and yeah.
Alright. And I think she said if they didn't get Dean, they would have been fired.
Yeah, basically.
Or rather, I think that was later. But after that, we have Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship. And at first, I was like, why are we having like a fourth straight Intercontinental Championship match? Like, the first one was, of course, at Night of Champions, and then we had one right after that, and then we had another. I think this was the third one. My mistake, I believe. But
And then there was one on SmackDown.
oh yeah, there was one on
that they had
SmackDown.
showed.
Yeah,
Who cares about SmackDown?
So that's like three straight Intercontinental Championship defenses, and
Yeah, pretty much.
dude, it was Cesaro, Dolph, and Miz, and God, they put a hell of a match, dude. Like, this match was great. Like, it started off the show really hot, and it was a great match. And like, it wasn't really like one versus one, and then the other guys just outside the ring most of the time. Like, maybe that happened for like a minute, but like most of the time, like all three guys were like competing at the same time. So I think that was really cool. So eventually, I believe Miz was going. Wait, I forgot. Oh, Cesaro was about to hit a sunset flip on Miz from the apron, and eventually Miz, like, he like stayed on the whatever. He grabbed the top rope, Cesaro was trying to swing him, but Cesaro eventually, I believe, Dolph like grabbed Cesaro's legs and then like planchas, like he like catapulted Cesaro's head into Mrs. Jock, and then Cesaro, there goes Cesaro, but and then I believe Miz eventually won after. I mean, not Miz. Dolph eventually won after Cesaro hit an uppercut to the Miz after a huge uppercut from mid-air. Cesaro got super kicked by Dolph, and Dolph took Miz down with a pin, and Dolph retained, and that was a great match. What did you think?
It was a great match. Honestly, I didn't think it would be because Intercontinental Championship matches have been happening a lot recently, which is pretty cool actually. But when it's just Dolph and The Miz, it's not that cool. But with Cesaro in it, it did make the match that much better. And one of the spots that I liked that they like kind of failed, I believe The Miz was trying to go for a figure four leg lock, and Dolph pushed him away, and he almost fell out the ropes, and Cesaro barely caught him with an uppercut. But if they would have executed it perfectly, it would have looked absolutely amazing and pretty cool spot though. Even though it was,
I think it looked good. I didn't really notice that, but
yeah, it was a little. He was like a little off, but nonetheless, it was still a pretty cool spot. But yeah, it was a great match.
yeah. But eventually, it came to. I think we said this earlier, but it was Mercury and Noble was actually looking for Ambrose throughout the match, and then like I think it was. I think it was Joey Mercury because he's the one with the beard here.
No, Jamie Noble.
I mean, yeah, no, Jamie Noble was the one with the beard, and he had like a little bit of like mustard, and then Stephanie told him if they don't find him, they'll be fired. And I completely mark out every time I see those guys, and it's pretty funny to see them, and they eventually like they're great. Like I think it's a great idea to use these guys like for like backstage segments for like this for the Authority because they're the guys who can take bumps and all that. So like I think they're great. So I think that was it.
Yeah, and then we go on to the first Divas match of the night because there were quite a few of these, which was Rosa Mendes versus Layla, and I believe last week we saw Natalya versus Summer Rae, so this time it kind of switched out. And Tyson Kidd was at ringside for absolutely no reason with his headphones on and just like listening to music or watching something. I don't really know, but I don't even know why he was there. But this match was pretty weird and I didn't pay much attention to it. But I know there was some kind of spot where Natalya was like brawling with someone out the ring and they just kept pointing out how Tyson was completely oblivious to what was going on and wasn't even paying attention. And Layla did get the win in this match, so that's basically it for that match. That was really weird.
So they came out and they showed a video of Natalya fighting with Tyson Kidd, and I don't know. Well, that doesn't have to do with anything with Rosa, just because Rosa is Natalya's friend, and if like you go on to say Rosa Mendes is Natalya's friend after that fight with Summer Rae and Natalya, like that wouldn't make sense because they showed a clip of Tyson Kidd and Natalya fighting. So I was like, okay, like why is he like he came out with his ring gear too, and I was really confused, and I was just.
I'm pretty sure they started chanting Natty's husband at one point too.
And he just had his headphones in, and he just didn't give a shit.
It's pretty embarrassing. But we go on to the next segment of the night, which is Dean Ambrose in the ring, and he has a duffel bag and the briefcase, so he puts those in the ring, and then he gets a table, puts that in the ring, sets it up, puts the bag on the ring, puts the briefcase in the ring, and then he starts talking about what he has in the bag, which is a bunch of t-shirts. He supposedly said he doesn't like the way the Authority's concession stands are running. So he like pulls out this bag of WWE t-shirts and starts to bid them away for $1. But before he could even give any away, out come Joey Mercury and
Jamie Noble.
Jamie Noble. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. So out they come, and Dean's kind of joking with them a bit, and then he tells them that they could take the briefcase, but he won't give it to them. So they start to go on the apron, and when he tells them to get in the ring to get the briefcase, they kind of back off. They don't exactly go into the ring, and then they leave. And then Dean starts to get handfuls of these shirts, WWE shirts that are like $20 per shirt. He starts throwing them into the crowd like crazy. The Chicago people are really lucky for that. To get whoever got a free shirt from that really weird experience. But then Rollins' music hits, and out comes Rollins with Mercury and what's his name?
Jamie Noble.
Jamie Noble. and I believe they had security too, right?
Yeah.
And Dean Ambrose made this joke that said, asking if they were legit security guards, and he's like, I could have sworn you were the Rosebuds last week. Basically joking that the security guards are always usually not real security guards and usually just random people or random indie wrestlers.
Yeah. I think Jamie he made a joke like before they came out, and then Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury like were on the apron, and Dean was like, "Oh, here comes the cruiserweight division."
Oh man. Oh man. That's actually kind of
Like,
sad
Dean
because
was just-
Ambrose would have probably been thrown in the cruiserweight division
Yeah, but,
if he was around at that time.
Dean was like straight out shooting. It was funny.
Yeah, that was really funny. So Dean then says that he doesn't want any trouble, and he will willingly give up the briefcase to Seth. So he leaves the ring, jumps out the crowd, and starts walking away. And Seth gets into the ring and goes up to the briefcase, which is just sitting on this table. And he opens the briefcase, and he gets a tremendous surprise, which is a bunch of like neon green, like, I don't even know, what do you even call that? Like, just
Nickelodeon slime.
yeah, yeah, Nickelodeon slime, I guess, into his face, and like all in his suit and his beard and in his mouth, and just disgusting. And they showed Dean Ambrose's face, and it was the most hilarious thing ever. And then Dean started freaking out with his jacket, and like, or yeah, Seth, I'm sorry, started freaking out with his jacket and ripping it off, and it was actually a pretty funny segment. Which both of those things, Dean giving away the t-shirts and Seth opening the briefcase to get shit on his face, both remind me of old Eddie Guerrero segments, which is really, it made the segment a little more lively for me and made me laugh more just thinking that, and it was a pretty good segment.
But yeah, that was a pretty funny segment though. Like that was probably like one of the like most entertaining segments of the night, and there were like a little bit of like segments throughout the night, and they were actually pretty funny. But I'd say this was the best one.
Yeah, it was. So we go on to another segment, kind of continuing it off. Well, yeah, continue it off after commercial break. Kane, Orton, Stephanie, and Triple H are backstage, and Kane and Randy are just laughing, and Seth comes in and basically just starts to just say that whatever, and then Triple H says he can't compete that night. I don't know why he can't compete, just because he got freaking green shit on his face, and he walks away, and they set up the match of Orton and Kane versus Dean and Cena, and then the briefcase starts to vibrate, for a lack of better word, and Seth comes and grabs the briefcase and swears up and down that it was a electric razor. That's not PG.
What?
That's not PG, Alvin.
So
That is not PG.
that's not really anybody's problem. I mean, the kids had to see something else right after this, I believe. But so, is there a problem?
Do you not get the
I get the
reference
I
to
get the
it?
reference.
Okay, that's not PG.
It just doesn't matter, Vince. All right,
More like Linda, actually.
more like Linda.
Linda McMahon.
So you're basically calling yourself Linda.
Yeah, I'm willingly calling myself Linda McMahon. Love
Whatever,
Linda
man.
McMahon. Said no one ever.
But I think we, or at least I did. But there was actually a Luke Harper video package, and I believe in the video package, it was like super cool, by the way. And I believe Bray Wyatt was talking to Luke Harper, and he eventually said, "Luke Harper, you are free." Like, does that mean he's gonna, go as a single competitor? But I don't know, man. But like, if Luke Harper were to go out to like an individual wrestler, I wouldn't mind, because Luke Harper's he's fucking the shit. So, like, I'm not really surprised if they do, give him like an individual mid card spot, because Luke Harper's great, dude. Like, he's a great wrestler, and like, he's like, even though he's like a big guy, kind of like he's like super good. Like, he makes all these matches like most of his matches, they blow me away sometimes, especially when he does like a Hurricane Rana or like a super kick or like a suicide dive, of course. But Luke Harper's great, in my opinion. I feel kind of bad for Eric Rowan, because I feel like he's just kind of like the third wheel, but that sucks. So do you think they're gonna send Luke Harper off as an individual wrestler?
Possibly, I could see it happening, but maybe he's still being managed by
Yeah,
Bray
that's what I'm
and the
saying.
Eric. Maybe the thought that Bray was gonna go after the Intercontinental Championship is
Luke Harper.
true in a way that he's not going for it, but he's letting Luke Harper go for it and kind of just like managing that happening. So yeah, maybe he will go to single competition, maybe even go for Dolph Ziggler's championship.
I think that'd be great.
That
But
that would be
that would,
pretty cool.
yeah. But next we have probably the best victory of all time. We have, next to Vince McMahon winning the Royal Rumble, I'd say this is like next in line for the biggest victory of all time. It's Bo Dallas versus Mark Henry, and I'm starting to lose interest in Mark Henry, like a lot.
Did you ever have interest in Mark Henry?
Yeah, I did. Like, when he did that fake retirement stuff and he was about to face Cena, I thought that was cool, honestly. Like, I don't know if you saw that or not, but he like faked his retirement.
Yeah, I've seen stuff of it, but I didn't watch
Yeah,
around that
like
time
it was
anymore.
like getting all emotional, and then out of nowhere he just slammed Cena to the ground. I thought that was cool, but now he's just losing to Bo Dallas. You
What?
know?
Why are they making most of the guys so far who have failed to stop Rusev? Why are they making them job to Bo? We had Swagger first,
Swagger
which he didn't
eventually,
exactly job to Bo, but he did lose to him a few times.
once.
He once or twice.
Once or twice, but Swagger eventually won, and he
Yeah,
wasn't even on the card this week, so that kind of
Swagger
sucks.
wasn't on the card.
No, we did not
Yeah,
see him at all.
that's pretty depressing. And now Mark Henry is is losing to Bo Dallas, which is like
It's
why?
weird, cause like we have like one side, there's like a guy going for Rusev, and then another side, it's like the Rusev losers, and it just sucks like really bad,
Yeah.
honestly. But that was a pretty short match with Bo Dallas beating Mark Henry with the Bo Dog, and I'm surprised he pulled it off like really good, honestly. Like, he didn't. I'm surprised he didn't like slip or something, but Bo Dallas eventually won, but like after the match, we came back from commercial, and we came back with Bo Dallas having an interview with Renee Young, and Renee Young goes on to say it's the biggest victory of his whole career, and I would agree. But then Mark Henry has to come out or like come in during the interview and he has to like come in like a complete dick, and then he just attacks Bo Dallas, like destroys him right after. Like, why? Why? Like, that is straight up. That is straight up dick, honestly.
Yeah, it
Like,
really is. Especially since, well, I guess it kind of makes sense since Bo is the cocky-ish heel.
yeah,
He
but he
isn't.
won.
He isn't like the devious heel. So I guess it could make sense a bit, but
No,
I
but
want to have. I'm not a fan
that
of
was
that.
pretty much of a dick move.
Yeah.
But next we have the probably the second best match of the night.
Oh, absolutely. So, Brie Bella is scheduled to compete the second Divas match of the night and the second best match of the night. Am I right? So she comes out and makes her entrance, and I know you said it on Twitter, but her theme song is absolutely horrible.
I hate it, especially the beginning,
It's
man.
like
Like,
super auto-tuned.
I don't even know how.
It's just really bad, and I don't really even like her entrance or her ring gear. She just looks like really awkward.
I think
Uh,
this whole rivalry is a failure.
it is. It really is.
Like the heel turn with Nikki Bella, that was good. The like when Stephanie was feuding with Brie and pedigreeing both of them, that was good. But now it's just like the most awful acting ever. Like I've seen bad acting before. Like Caitlyn, honestly, like Caitlyn was a bad actor, but she was like actually a pretty good wrestler. But these two, well, they're good wrestlers. These two are like they've improved. I'm not gonna lie, but their acting is just so bad, and like, okay, I'm just gonna go straight into it. Like Brie eventually won, but like right after the match,
Well, we didn't even mention what the match was.
oh, it was Brie Bella versus the
Brie
worst,
was out, and then
and
Nikki
then
came
they
out,
they
and
make
then
her.
announced. Hold on. Brie came out. Nikki came out. She talked about how when Brie quit, all Nikki got was handicap matches, so she gave her a handicap match. And then Cameron and was it Cameron and Alicia Fox?
No, it was Eva Marie.
What the hell? Since when? Why would they put those two together? They're so bad.
They're the worst divas in the roster.
So yeah. Anyways, I guess Eva Marie, and then there you go. Brie loses.
I was about to go on, but then
Or no, Brie
I,
wins actually. Brie wins.
yeah, I just lost my train of thought. So I think I was gonna mention that she did the fucking yes chant, and I just rolled my eyes, and it was so bad. Like when Brie, it's like it's like Curtis Axel saying he's better than perfect. He's not even like good, you know. It's like weird. Like he's not Mr. Perfect. He's not even better than perfect. And and Brie Bella isn't Daniel Bryan. Like why is she like I don't even understand. Just because they're like married. Like and then she has to do the yes lock, which makes like it makes me cringe so bad because I really love that move. When I see her do it, I really cringe, like, really bad, honestly, but that's all I have to say.
Yeah, it really is bad that they're doing that because it's so stupid. It's like, I guess if she just debuted and they did this storyline about how Daniel Bryan trained her, it would make sense. But it's just so stupid right now. Like, just stop. Come on, guys.
But next, I think like straight through, it was all like low mid card people. but like the main highlights was the IC championship match, and then Dean Ambrose, honestly.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
next we had Slater Gator versus Los Matadores, and honestly, I was so bored of this like man. By the way, I love Slater Gator, and I love their new theme, and their Tron is the best thing in the world. But I don't know. I just don't like the bunny. Is just did you know the bunny is on like the roster
Yes, he
page?
has his own superstars page.
And I was like, why? Like, if you're not gonna do anything, if you're not gonna reveal him and make it good, and
Well, maybe eventually they will reveal him and it will be
they
good.
probably will, but what if it's like Darren Young? Like,
I don't think it will be, though.
all right,
I know a lot of people have said that it would be, but I really have a strong feeling that they probably won't do that.
hopefully, I feel like because they keep putting like Titus O'Neil with the bunny, you know. Mm, but
Yeah, but does Darren Young do the moves that the bunny does?
no, but I guess
So
they could train him to do that.
it wouldn't make sense if they do that, and then after that he never does those moves ever again.
Well, that's WWE. What do you expect?
I guess.
Exactly. But eventually Slater Gator won with the roll up, and I didn't really pay attention at all, honestly.
It was a pretty entertaining segment. After the match, what's his name? Titus O'Neil like slammed the bull down, and then Hornswoggle, aka the Gator, the actual Gator, like Gator rolled him around the ring, and I thought that was pretty entertaining and pretty cool. I wouldn't want to see it every week, but this was a pretty good, cool segment, entertaining enough.
Oh no, I saw Adam Rose and I just zoned out.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm starting to like really get sick of Adam Rose. But
He looks like a pimp with that jacket, man. He's a pimp.
anyways, our next segment we have Big Show coming out to face Rusev. And I barely paid attention, but from what I saw, he showed like a replay of like Big Show knocking out Rusev, and it kept playing throughout like the whole night. And then Big Show eventually came down to the ring. And do you think he said anything interesting before that, like before he came to the ring?
No.
All right, so so Big Show came down to the ring, and then Rusev ran away, and then like the Russian flag was already out, like above the ring, like how it is before, how it usually is, and Big Show like he took it down. Now I don't really know how to feel about that.
I that's extremely disrespectful.
Yeah, that's what I like.
And
like it would make sense if it was like if someone was like heel.
yeah, but
like,
he's the face. Like
that's like I don't even know how to feel about that, you know.
I've always been against the whole flag using of anything because it's just extremely disrespectful when something like this happens. If it was an American flag, they would be outraged and people would start to threaten Rusev, but nothing's gonna happen to Big Show just because it's a foreign flag. But it's still, you can't hide the fact that it's disrespectful as hell. Like, I mean, it's basically the same thing as Chris Jericho kicking the Brazilian flag, except Big Show is doing it in America, so it's okay. Like, why? Why do the WWE think that doing stuff like this is okay?
I don't know.
It's pretty ridiculous. Am I right? So we go to a interview with Renee Young and John Cena, and John Cena always stupid interviews with Renee Young. And then Dean comes out and he says basically if there's the opportunity that they could get their hands on Seth Rollins, that he will be the one to get his hands on Seth Rollins. And then we go to the final Diva match of the night. I was actually surprised that there was 3 Divas matches in the night, even though not all of them were that good. But we had AJ Lee versus Alicia Fox. AJ made her her entrance, and throughout this match, a whole bunch of CM Punk chants was just, it's absolutely disgusting. And then Paige comes out and introduces her opponent, AJ's opponent, which she calls her new best friend, crazy ass Alicia Fox. Just amazing, honestly. Just absolutely amazing. I didn't really pay attention to this match because Alicia Fox. But AJ won. Bottom line is that AJ won.
And then they eventually attacked AJ right after the match, I believe. Yeah, I remember. And then Paige hit her signature Credo DDT. By the way, I really
No,
like
AJ didn't win. Alicia Fox won. I don't know what's wrong with me in these Diva matches right now. Earlier I said that Brie lost, but she won.
Well,
Now
right.
Alicia Fox won.
Well, it's not like we actually pay attention to these matches anyways. But next we have Sheamus versus Damien Mizdow that was announced earlier. And Sheamus wins with the bro kick. Cool. Like, there's not really much to say. Like, Sheamus wins with the bro kick.
Yeah, there really
Okay,
wasn't.
cool.
Cool. You could say that this was the first time Damien Sandow has competed in singles competition as Damien Mizdow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that was the only cool thing about this match.
And Damien. But Damien Mizdow is like, I think it's the like funniest things ever, honestly. Like, he does, like, when I think earlier, like, Miz was on the ground, and Damien like got on the ground as well with the Miz and just like pretended to be hurt because
that was pretty funny.
And then like Damien Mizdow like doing the same moves as the Miz, obviously. Like, I'm just waiting for a skull crushing finale, honestly.
From Mizdow.
Pretty much.
That would be pretty funny.
That would, and I would pay to see that, honestly. But next we have Hulk Hogan coming out, of course, to promote Susan B. Conan.
Susan G. Komen.
Susan G. Conan.
Komen.
I said that.
You said Conan.
It is Conan.
It's Komen. Maybe if you're Hulk Hogan, it's Conan. But anyways, it's Komen with an M.
Sorry, Hulk Hogan messed me up. But he talks about, he usually said like how he promotes the WWE Network. Just this time.
Did he say network?
What? No.
Because I think he messed it up and said WWE Universe.
Oh well, he was promoting the Susan B thing.
I think I'm pretty sure he was trying to promote the network and he messed it up, which is just amazing.
I don't know. It's Hulk Hogan, and I hate Hogan, honestly. But he just talked about the survivors in the crowd, and once again, like they usually do, but this time it was Hulk Hogan introducing them, and that was it. Which eventually, and it was promoted like throughout the whole night, and it was only like 5 minutes, which is weird.
Yeah, they were promoting Hogan just for him to talk about a really short subject, which is just like, anytime Hogan's on Raw, they promote it
like
from the beginning of the show. Yeah, it's just
like, okay.
I know by his contract he's obligated to do these kind of things, but can he just do it at live shows, at live events? Because I don't want to see him on Raw. Put him on SmackDown for all I care. I just don't want to see him on Raw.
Yep. So,
it's pretty bad. Main event. But before, they announced that Roman Reigns is going to get an interview next week, which is a pretty big deal, right, man?
Anyways, the match.
So the main event was John Cena and Dean Ambrose versus Kane and Randy Orton a match I predicted to happen last week, but it's happening this week instead. The match was eh.
Yeah, it was typical. Like
It
main event.
was it was a typical main event tag team match involving John Cena, but it ended via disqualification. John Cena and Dean Ambrose getting the victory when Seth Rollins came in to attack, which didn't really help him that much because he started to get beat up by Dean and John. Well, Dean first, and then I believe Randy came out and Kane came out to try to help Seth, and then John kind of fought off Kane and Randy alone, which is pretty typical. And then Dean is like powering. Well, no, I think John picks up Seth, throws him into the corner, starts punching him, and then Dean comes and like tries to leap over Cena to get to Rollins and starts like just punching him. And then John grabs Dean and pulls him away, and this happens like maybe another time. And then all this crazy shit happens. The Authority. Oh, no, Dean throws John out of the ring, which pretty much screwed him over because the Authority got the upper hand on him. And then Seth. No, Randy got an RKO. Then Kane did a chokeslam, and then Seth finished it off with a curb stomp onto the Money in the Bank briefcase. And the same thing happens to John Cena. The only thing that's different is that Dean Ambrose, I'm pretty sure, came into contact with that Money in the Bank briefcase. And John Cena did not. He put his hands up like a little bitch. Which, I mean, I guess. I think that was pretty cool, the curb stomps onto
Yeah,
the
to
things.
briefcase.
And after he did it to Cena, the crowd actually started chanting, "Thank you, Rollins."
Oh yeah, I heard
Everyone
that
wants
too.
Cena. And basically the show ended with the Authority standing tall.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
I think they can do a lot with Rollins right now. Like they can have like someone at least someone turn on someone. Like Orton and Kane could turn on the Authority, or
Yeah.
Seth could turn on the Authority, or the Authority can turn on Seth. Honestly, my prediction is the Authority might turn on Seth, honestly, since they're fighting their own battles. Or rather, Kane turning on. I mean, not. Well, Kane and Orton turning on the Authority, or just leaving them. But that's just my prediction.
My prediction is that they're going to build it up to seem like they're going to split, just like they did with Randy when he was the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And then it's never going to happen. And it's just going to be really weird.
That was only like one segment.
With Randy?
Yeah.
Randy was always going back and forth with the Authority when he was champion. Well, it was Triple H.
Yeah, but Triple H is like. This is different because Triple H was like saving. Triple H was saving Orton. I mean, Triple H now is saving Rollins all the time. And now, basically last time they told Orton to fight his own battles, But, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole Authority and thing. Maybe they will break up and then there'll just be a battle within the Authority. I don't know.
I think earlier, someone said on Twitter that it might be Paul Heyman versus the Authority.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Like, people with Paul Heyman, and
Who would that be? Maybe
I mean,
Randy goes over to Paul Heyman's
yeah,
side.
like something I don't know, but they could do a lot with this, and I wouldn't be surprised if they fuck it up, but
It's usual for that to happen with the WWE.
yeah, but I think that was about it. And
There was.
I'd say it was a not shit.
What do you rate it though?
Probably 5.5.
5.5.
10.
I would agree with that. I would go with 5.5 as well.
Yeah, it was like average, but like a bit better than most average shows.
Yeah. It was like it wasn't horrible because of a few segments and matches.
Yeah, but it wasn't like great. you
Yeah.
know, but it was good. You know, it's definitely better than like last week or two
Definitely
weeks ago.
better than like a few that has gone on this month because
Yeah, because I don't even know
been
what.
pretty bad lately.
I think it's because of Dean, honestly, but
Dean being away
Dean
or
coming
Dean
back.
coming? Oh, Dean coming back.
Like, yeah. So because I noticed like the whole spotlight was on Dean. Like,
Yeah.
I think right now he's a bit over. I think he's a bit more over than Cena. Or
I
you know
think
what?
there's a lot of people more over than
Yeah,
Cena.
never mind. But like he's like one
He's
of the most
being pushed a
popular
little
guys.
more than Cena, maybe.
He's like being pushed.
He's being
Like,
pushed into our faces more than Cena. Not that he's being like shoved into our faces, just he's been getting more TV time than Cena, honestly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I saw Dean most of the night, and Cena was only in like 2 segments or three.
He was only a little bit when he attacked
Yeah,
Seth at the beginning.
and then the
A
interview was
small
10.
interview and then the match. So, but in all of those segments, Dean was also in, and Dean also got like two of his other own segments. So, yeah, he is definitely being shown more than John.
Yeah, but I'd say it was a pretty good show, and I think that's all for me.
It's all from me too. So, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Comment on what you thought about this show and whatnot. Go watch some other videos of ours. Subscribe to us if you haven't already, and follow us on Twitter. Links are both in the description. You can just click those links. You don't have to type anything in. Just click links. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and share this with a friend. Thank you for watching again. We'll see you next time.